the militant zealots and Sicarii will prove similarly to be variations on the same theme. Manifestations of the same movement. This movement is militant, nationalistic, revolutionary, xenophobic, and messianic in character. Although rooted in Old Testament times, it coalesces during the Maccabean period of the 2nd century BC. But the events of the 1st century of the Christian era will imbue it with a new and particularly ferocious momentum. At the core of the movement lies the question of dynamic legitimacy not just of the ruling house, but of the priesthood. In the beginning, indeed, priestly legitimacy is the more important. The legitimacy of the priesthood had become crucial in Old Testament times. It was supposed to descend lineally from Aaron through the tribe of Levi. Thus, throughout the Old Testament, the priesthood is the unique preserve of the Levites. The Levite high priests, who attend David and Solomon, are referred to as Zadok, though it is not clear whether this is a personal name or an hereditary title. Solomon is anointed by Zadok, thereby becoming the anointed one, the Messiah, HaMashiach in Hebrew, but the high priests were themselves also anointed, and were also, in consequence, Messiahs in Old Testament times. Then the people of Israel are, in effect, governed by two parallel lines of Messiahs, or anointed ones. One of these lines presides over spiritual affairs and descends from the tribe of Levi through Aaron. The other, in the form of the kingship, presides over secular affairs and traces itself through David to the tribe of Judah. This, of course, explains the references in the Dead Sea Scrolls to the messiahs of Aaron and of Israel, or of Aaron and of David. The principle is essentially similar to that whereby during the Middle Ages in Europe Pope and Emperor were supposed to preside jointly over the Holy Roman Empire. The priestly line invoking a lineage from Aaron maintained their status until the Babylonian invasion of 587 BC. In 538 BC, when the Babylonian captivity ended, the priesthood quickly re-established itself again, claiming a descent, metaphorical if not literal, from Aaron. In 333 BC, however, Alexander the Great overran the Holy Land for the next 160-odd years. Palestine was to be ruled by a succession of Hellenistic or Greek-oriented dynasties. The priesthood during this period spawned a bewildering multitude of claimants, many of whom adapted partially or completely to Hellenistic ways, Hellenistic lifestyles, Hellenistic values and attitudes. As is often the case in such circumstances, the general liberalizing tendency engendered a hard-line conservative reaction. there arose a movement which deplored the relaxed, heterodox, permissive atmosphere, the indifference to old traditions, the defilement and pollution of the ancient purity.